time to jump back into Foundry. This game launched in early access in 2024. Now we're in October 2025, so a bit of time has passed and a lot of updates too. We're at what's called update 2.2, there's definitely been a few in between, and honestly the game has definitely changed a lot from the start, from the first time we looked at it a while back. So I felt it was a good time to go back into it and discover some of those new things. If you've never played the game, don't worry, I'm gonna explain all of the basics. We're talking a bit about Satisfactory here. This is a bit of a successor to Satisfactory, with a bit of Minecraft too, especially in the visuals and the fact that you can really both destroy and rebuild the world as much as you want. Whereas in Satisfactory it was a lot more you're given one world, and by the way, yeah, it's always the same, versus here it's a lot more random, you have tons of map seeds, so the map I'm gonna play on is not gonna be the same as yours unless you take the exact same number you see here on the screen. We have also multiple planets, you know, this one, Foundry is a planet balance in every way, whereas Paradox Prime features an abundance of resource. Speaking of resource, you can also go over here and increase, for example, the richness of the resource deposits. So there's really a lot that you can do over here, you know, if you want to. Let's go crazy, say that we have tons of resource, so that's gonna make it a bit easier for those videos. And let's dive right in.
Welcome, operator. I'm Carl, your facility management artificial intelligence. Congratulations on acquiring a building permit and a derelict space station on this resource-rich moon, an ideal spot for industrial business endeavors. My goal is to assist you in setting up this factory. Let's run a few basic checks before we get started. Open your map to check your surroundings.
Okay, it is. Hello, pet. I'm going to pet you. Do you like that? So it is. We are on the map. We have over here a lot of resource. So this hasn't really changed, right? We're going to be able to go into the map pressing M.
Fantastic.
M.
There are several ore patches in the vicinity. Equip your ore scanner from the inventory and use it to locate the ore patches.
You can see the task on the top right of the screen. Equip one ore scanner, use the ore scanner, press F2 for more information. So indeed, we press F2 and we can see over here some details. B is the default key for the inventory. You can change that, of course. So let's go. We have the mining drill and the ore scanner. We're gonna put it into a tab at the bottom. So that's why if I press 1, I have this. Can destroy the world, as you can see. And 2 is the ore scanner. So here it is, we use it.
To get started, approach both of the ore patches and mine some ore.
We see the ore, so I'm gonna mine all of this, just pressing my mouse button. And you know, these at the top are pretty big deposits. At the bottom, this is also deposit, but they will give you a lot less. So I suggest you just focus on the one that are on top, like that. And then we're gonna jump, you know, to the other ones. So if we go into our map, right, we are over here. You can see another one actually. It says unreachable because it's probably under the surface. And we have also another one over here. So that's probably just on the other side. Here it is. So let me do this and I'll see you in a sec.
Great! Now that we have an initial supply of ore, we need to smelt it into plates and rods. Go back to your drop pod and use the built-in smelters to create your first crafting materials.
As they say, go back to your landing location next, and you're gonna see over here we have these smelters, 2 different colors. The TE, that's the blue one, XF, that's the red one. It's basically your iron, copper, basically. Yeah, this is built inside your drop pod. In the future, of course, we're gonna build many of these ourselves, right? So I'm just clicking here on the insert, and it is going to insert, as it says, the xenoferrite, ore rubble directly here, and that means it's creating then some denoferrite plate on this side, and on that side the technum rods. Okay, and we can see at the top there that we are starting to create. When we get 10, we can then retrieve them by just clicking on the tech here, and it will be then in our inventory. So it is. You can take those 10s and those 10 there.
Now that we have basic materials available, we should start crafting building blocks which act as a foundation for other buildings. To do so, you need to open the crafting menu and click the desired items. Then, place them in the shape of a platform next to one of the ore patches.
Okay.
The orange ore will be in higher demand. I suggest starting with that.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip. So, where were you? Here. Okay. So we're gonna go there. Oh, I forgot one. Let me get it quick. So we have something that's nice and clean. It's flat also, so it's a bit easier. As I say, they're gonna want us to start building stuff, right? So we have our inventory over here. We know we have 10 rods and 10 denoferrite. We have some reserves. We have a bit of dirt too, but this is not what we want. What we want, pressing F2, is they're going to tell us how to start making things. Like the name suggests, to get to the construction or crafting menu, you need to use C. It's construction, crafting, all C. We can see different things. We have structures over here, components, handhelds, and metallurgy. In the future, we're gonna get even more. Obviously, this is just the basics. But yeah, I have over here, for example, the building blocks. You can see it takes 6 xenoferrite plates, 4 technum, and it will make 20 building blocks. It also takes 5 seconds. So we can do it manually as long as we have the resource, right? Or we can also do it then in the automation, of course. So it is, one has been done. Obviously, that's not a lot, right? So we're gonna go back here and take more of this resource. 40, that's great. 50, perfect. Now if I press C again, I am able to do many more, right? So it is. We have now done. I'm gonna click again on B to put the plates here. Okay, and then we're gonna start building. So let's actually go and build over here. So you can see we have this block there, and we can place it anywhere we want. And this is where we can start building up on the world, right? So that's what I'm gonna do over here. I'm gonna go around like that, up, easy peasy. We're gonna actually
To automate ore extraction, we need to set up a drone miner. Craft one and place it on top of your foundation right next to the ore patch.
Yeah, I got you. Let me finish my nice foundation here. Okay, and now if you have OCD, you may be like, oh no, I don't like that there is soil there, but that's okay, we can destroy it. And by the way, it's 2.2, we have also now ways to destroy many things at once, but for now I'm just showing the basics where you just point and click and we have destroyed, and it gives us also, by the way, some resource, in this case dirt. In the future it could be rocks or some other things, but here it is. Now I can just press 3 again and make a nice spread up. Okay, it's not the most beautiful, sorry, but it will do the job. So we have a foundation all around the deposit. Perfect. So now we're gonna want to craft a drone miner. This is this one over here. It's gonna take some xenoferrite plate, some machinery parts, and electronic components. What is that? Well, if you look over here, you will see some of these. So for example, the machinery part, it's xenoferrite plate. And what was the other one? That was basically, and electronic components. Electronic components, it's a technon rod and some wire coil. And wire coil is technon rod. So as long as you have the basic materials, like as long as I have technon rods, I'll be able to make as many, to make those ones. I don't even need to click on it. It will do on its own. but clearly, you know, this is in red here, the machinery part. So that means we don't have enough resource. So let's go back there again, just take a few. And now we should have enough. Here it is. You can see we can actually make multiple if we wanted. So there it is. And this is in the bottom left corner. You can see it is actually being built. Right now it's building the basic components to make it. And in a second, we'll have in our inventory one drone miner. Perfect, over here. So let's place it. And you can see the range that this thing has. You know, if I put it over here, there is not that much range that is in, you know, in range of, let's say, the resources. If I put it here, on the other hand, pretty much everything is in range. We can rotate it, of course, like this, and we're going to put it like that. Perfect.
Drone miners and most other buildings require power to function. Let's build a biomass generator on the same foundation as the drone miner. Once built, you need to harvest some plants and trees with your mining drill to collect biomass. Insert the biomass into the generator and it will start to power all buildings on the same foundation as the generator.
So it is, you can see depending on what you destroy, you're gonna get different resource. The soil was mostly dirt. Most of those trees are going to give us biomass. So this is something we're gonna be able to burn basically. It's wood if you wish, right? You can burn wood. So that's great. I'm just doing a few to make sure we don't have to do it again right away. Okay, and obviously those rocks here are going to give us more rocks or stone. Okay, like this one, a bit in the way, let's destroy it. Nice. So I have in C created a few biomass burners. Let's put them in my inventory, start building. I'm going to actually do something a bit sneaky. Let's destroy a bit more over here. I'm gonna make a power place here. Okay, so then you build all of this. No, not on top. That's not what I wanted to do. Obviously, that's not a problem. We can just destroy with F. Up. So it is. I've placed 2, and similar to, you know, what we've done over here, we're just gonna click there and beam.
Go watch your mining drones acquire your first automated ore. Aren't they beautiful? Anyways, we need to get going. Let's build a smelter next.
So it is. Those miners are going to automatically get now some xenoferrite rubble. I can take it like this and then deliver it there. Of course, in the future, we will have, you know, belts and everything, so you don't have to do that yourself. Right? And as they say, actually, it is first about a smelter. So smelter is this one here. We have all of the resources, so that's great. I'm gonna probably need some more space here, so let's go. Unless I want to go up or down. I think this is fine to go here. So I'll see you in a minute.
To provide us with the most crucial resources to get started. Then we'll look at getting the space station up and running again so that we can use it as a sales hub for our future products.
Yes, our goal is to create a mega corporation. We're gonna automate the production of resources, and we're gonna connect to a station to a station over here that is a bit destroyed right now, but don't worry, we're gonna repair it quick. So yes, I have now, you know, the miner over here. We have a smelter, so we need to connect this with belts and all of this. So let's press B. We can see we have the loader over here and we have the belt there. So we're gonna press 7. The idea is, you know, we're gonna put 1 on the miner and then 1 on this guy here. All right, and then we're gonna have press 6 to have a belt between the two. So what's happening? I mean, this is an output, all right? So things are coming out. Then this needs to be an input to take it out, to take it in. And this is actually working. It's just pretty slow, but it is working. it's coming in and we are already creating this output of the xenoferrite plate. So we can take them. Obviously in the future, then we can output the plates and then put the plate somewhere or whatnot, right? So there is no end to this automation. In the meantime, I've also created a line here. Why? Because power is being transferred, or low, I don't remember what it's called, low, grid status, low voltage. So low voltage is transported through the foundations. As long as you have a foundation, power is connected. So we have now another miner on the other side, for this technium, because the idea is we're gonna do the same over here. All right, but for now that enables me to have an automation of technium, which I can put over here. Perfect. So that way, great productions. They tell us to craft 20 conveyors. I didn't craft 20. Okay, and this is obviously a slope. If in case you have strange slope, you can use that.
You have the machines necessary to connect the drone miner to the smelter. Now, attach a loader to each machine and connect them with conveyor belts. Great! We connected the machines and have automated the tedious process of moving items by hand. Isn't automation great? Now it's time to scale up and build more smelters. A single belt full of ore can feed multiple smelters using the power of loaders. The info database has a diagram if you need one.
I'm good, thanks.
A loader only adds enough items at a time to a machine to ensure it doesn't stop. This makes it easy for you to have multiple machines fed by a single long belt.
It is. The belt is now connected to 2 intakes, and so those 2 are gonna work. But they tell us to make 4. Obviously, we could make 2 over here and 2 over there, or we can make 4 there. And by the way, if you have a hole like this, you can also fill it out with soil if you want. In this case, I think we're gonna actually dig more and expand our foundations, but if you want, you can. So let me just dig a bit more, so that we have space and so that we have 4, and I'll see you then. So indeed, now that we've done this, 4 smelters that are connected to each other, thanks to this belt here, and of course, we're gonna need to, ensure we're producing enough at the end of the day. But for now, that's not really the problem. We're gonna want a research center. So we're gonna craft that. I probably will also want to quickly have, the same setup automated on this side. But let's do the research too. Pressing C, we can go over here and, we had the structures. At the end, we have science too. This is going to require a bit more resource. And then we have the science packs. So let me get actually some of these here. Okay, is that enough? Yes, that is enough for 1 research center and a couple of science pack. Okay, so let's go to B, and when this is done over here, you can see it's taking a bit of time. We'll be able to, here it is, just when I was going to give up. So pressing 5, pretty big building. Let's put it over here next to my electricity. Okay.
To advance in research, you need to make science packs. Craft a few by hand and insert them into the research server to research the beacon blueprint.
Yeah.
There is a previously prepared drop pod with an additional robot assistant on the station. We can call it once we've placed the beacon.
Okay. So this is now on electricity. We need science pack. To be precise, we need 3. So done. We go now to the research interface over here, and we can see some of the research that's available to us. As you can see, quite a bit. But we're gonna do the basic one at the top. Emergency beacon, 3 science pack, 15 seconds, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The next one will take a bit longer. And in the meantime, let's not lose any time. Start destroying all this soil. You don't have to do that, by the way. If you prefer to just build everything 1 level up, that's fine too. 67, 8, 9, 70%. We're gonna get there pretty quickly. But give me time to do a bit of terraforming. And of course you can go deeper. You can go as deep as you want. Just make sure you don't fall.
Got it. We now have the beacon blueprint. Craft it and place it, but not too close to your existing machines. Those drop pods tend to land right on top of the beacons.
Oopsie, that would not be nice. Okay, so craft. We see the emergency beacon. Perfect. As I say, we probably don't want to put it too close. I think we're gonna place it somewhere over here. Let me get a bit of biomass while I'm at it, because we need some for electricity right now. Of course, in the future we'll have things like you know, coal power and others. Okay, so let's place BB up, place it over here, and call for help by pressing the big button, and then
Great.
run.
Now you might want to take a step back and look up.
It is coming down fast. Oof.
A real groundbreaker. This corporate command companion bureaucrat bot, C3BB for short, will help us with the administration of our factory.
He's here.
First,
He's
let's
here.
help him out of that drop pod by deconstructing and placing it in a safe location.
So dismantle it. Up. And now we have in our inventory the hub, and we can place the hub closer to here. Let's go 5. Okay, rotate. It is.
Welcome to the ground, C3BB. We have completed setting up our basic manufacturing infrastructure. What's the situation on the space station?
Boom, 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 boom.
It's about to break apart, you say? Spontaneous explosive disassembly. That's extremely troubling. What now? There's a working construction drone bay that we can use to repair the station? Perfect. Let's establish contact and repair the most critical parts. We need to research the space station terminal.
So next they want us to do the space station. This is 3 more science pack. Can I craft them? Oh, we don't have. Yes, we can. So obviously, again, in the future, we're going to even automate the creation of science pack. But for now, we have to do it fairly manually.
Now that we have the blueprint, we need to build the terminal to finally get a connection to the station's command center. Once built, open the control menu and start the emergency repairs upgrade. Luckily, the station has a pretty big stock of construction materials, so we don't have to worry about that for a while.
There it is, the space station terminal. Let's build one and let's place it. Maybe over here. Let's make some space. We can always move things later on, so it's not the end of the world. The good thing is I've built also some smelter on the other side now. Okay, so space station terminal. Good. Setup. Contact the space station. Company name: Gamer Consultant Inc. We're gonna be red. And let's see. They don't look like much. This is nice. Okay. Complete registration, and it is our station, as I said, is a bit destroyed, so we need to keep that in mind. But we can, you know, emergency repair. This is going to take a bit of resource, but as they say, we have some resource.
Great. Our construction drones on the space station are working on their first station upgrade. This will take a bit. Let's shift our focus back to the factory.
Okay, indeed, 1%.
You're right, C3BB. We need to automate research and unlock more technology before we can get serious on manufacturing our first product. If we unlock the assembler, we can use it to automatically craft all the items needed for research. Use belts and loaders to fully automate the process. And don't forget to automatically bring the science packs to the research server.
Sure thing, boss. So yeah, we're gonna be able to automate a lot now. But first, let's check also what's happening. Stabilize. Oh.
I agree. Preventing the space station from falling apart is our highest priority. Let's set up a connection and initiate emergency repairs. I'll guide you through the process.
Well, we're in progress, I mean, of doing that. We are at 7% of those emergency repair, and we are at 100% of the assembler. Press C, we go back over here. We had the smelter, now we have the assembler next to it, right? So we can build a few, and they tell us to actually, produce science pack in an assembler. Now let me take some of these, because that's the one we're a bit low on. But everything else should be fine. So press B, assembler over here, perfect, good. So let's build one here just so you can see what it looks like, but then we're gonna need to put it somewhere else. So this is a bigger building, right? 3 by 3 to be precise. And we can configure to build pretty much anything we want, starting with those very small things, the machinery parts of the wire coil, to science, to building blocks, so we can automate all of those things basically. For science, if we want to do this, as you can see, it's gonna take some machinery parts and some technum rod. So we need to first make these into basically other assemblers, right? So this is where the kind of automation game really comes into play. You can do this a bit quick and dirty, or you can already start creating like a big bus, a big hub, however you want. I think we're gonna do it a bit quick and dirty, just so I can show you quickly. So it is, as I said, this is a bit quick and dirty, but it works, fully automated. There is only one more step, I'll show you in a second. So we have over here our plates, right, our xenoferrite plates. They're coming out through here, and they're gonna go inside, this is an intake, inside this first assembler. I've chosen the recipe to make machinery parts, making a lot of machinery parts, and then we have this output. Similarly, all the way over here, we had the what is called the technum rods, right? They just go out on this belt here, all the way to the same assembler. So this assembler has two inputs. One is the machinery parts, one is the techno rods. And this is how we're making the science pack. Then we go to the other side, and then we're gonna be able to take out the science pack. To do this, if this was built this color, this gray color, this where you see intake, and if you want an output, just click here. Here it is. Now it's an output. They're coming out, and they're going into the actual research center, so that the research is done automatically. You select what research you want to do. In this case, we're going to do basic infrastructure, and yeah, we're already at 13%, so it's working on its own. Obviously, again, this is not super advanced. We don't have any intermediary storage. We only have one of each building, but it works. It's going to do this first research. And while we're doing this, we have finished the repair, the emergency repair. So let's check that out.
Danger averted. With the station secured, we can shift our focus back to the factory. Good job.
Okay. So we'll go back to the station in the future. But for now, our next mission is automated power.
You're right. Collecting biomass by hand isn't future-proof. We should use ignium ore and the burner generator so that we can automate our energy production.
So this is gonna be our first kind of automated power source, but I'm sure it's gonna take a few minutes to get there. So I'm gonna get a bit more of biomass, make sure we don't stop there. Okay, getting all of those trees. It's also to clean a bit the view, that way I know a bit more where the space is. I see some mountains all around. Okay, Let's go back to our landing location, and we have finished basic infrastructure. Great. So we can now select, another research. Let's go. Research interface. They tell us to do, I think it was energy. So we have, this is this one over here. So first this, and then we're gonna do the burner generator. We can queue it. So first they do the ignium, then the burner generator. And yeah, we're at 9 out of 20 science packed. As I said, there is only one working right now, so it's taking a bit of time. But this is the perfect time if you haven't done it to, have this, potentially have more of these. But as you can see right now, this is full, so I don't really need this. What I can do is take a bit more of these in my inventory, because I don't think we have that many left. Yeah, it is. Perfect. Okay, see you in a minute.
That's a lot of new technology. The recently unlocked burner generator will be crucial to automate energy generation. You can send ignium ore from drone miners right into it. It's also more efficient. Our next task is a big one. It's time to make some profits. According to our corporate strategy document, there is a very simple transport robot design we can make with our limited technology. This transport bot shall be our first product.
Money.
Yes, I know. We need to get it to the station to sell it. For that, we'll use shipping pads. Spaceships can land there to transport items between the planet and the station. We will need to buy our first spaceship. We still have some thermalite stored on the station, which is the galactic currency. A broken hangar? All right, we'll have to repair it before we can buy a ship. Operator, you know how station upgrades work. Let's go.
Okay, but first I do think it would be good to optimize our power. By the way, I've started to build some containers. They're starting to store a lot of resource, especially for those two basic, the roads and the plates. So that's great. I have, as I said, over here the first burners. So let's press 2 now, so we can find our ignium. Let's see on the map. Here it is. Ignium is on this side, so it is actually over here. Okay, so we can, if we want, create a new, grid, basically having power over there and power here. But in my opinion, the best is more, let's connect it all. So we're gonna run one foundation all the way there, and I'll see when that's done. There it is. We're connecting all the way over there. You can press, by the way, I have pressed L to have a bit of light, otherwise it would be a bit dark. In the future we can put light, don't worry. So we have over here the ignium. It's a bit underground, so I had to dig. And then I've put 3 miners. I know it's overkill, but it's fun. So 3 miners, 3 output, 3 belt, each going into one of these big fuel generator. And so with this, we're creating quite a bit of electricity. This is nice. The output is not always exactly the same, but if you click on your grid here, you can see, the output we're making. So basically with 3 biomass, we're making 300. With 3 burner generator, we're making 900. So this is definitely better for sure. And yeah, we're doing also now the first research, the transport boat assembly and shipping for this mission. Let's see, this is probably the mission. Yeah, automated power.
We did it. Automated power generation is the backbone of every factory.
Yeah. Okay. Expand smelter, let's see.
Okay, math genius. If it takes 8 small smelters to fill up a conveyor belt, then we'll build 8 for each metal ore.
Okay. So, I mean, basically they're telling us to build 16, because if you look at a belt like this, actually let's press C. So a belt like this, you can see it says 160 item. You can have 160 on a belt like this, moving full speed. And this is using 20, right? So that's where it comes from. On the other hand, I don't really have a lot of more space here. What I could do is potentially put 4 more in the back. Yeah. So maybe we do that. Maybe we do that. Let's go for, put them over here. Oh, actually what I can do is I can do it like this. Let me show you in a sec. So 3, 4. I could put it on top there. Yeah, 1, 2. It's very ugly. This is definitely not what you should be doing, end game. But for now, that will do. That will do. So it is. The resource will grow. It will go on both sides. And this is full, so that's great. We have enough energy, so that's great too. Actually, that one. Okay. The only thing though is, this was 64 in the last minute, and this one here that I added was 0 because it's full. Is that not connected properly? Did I forget to do it properly? Or maybe I can't do it yet. Anyway, that's fine. My point being that, if I need 160 on the belt, but this is only producing 60, that's not gonna work. But the mission is just to have 8. They don't even tell us anything specific about them, so I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna put another one here. Okay. We're gonna have 1 belt there, or 1 not belt. And then 4 more on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's what automation looks like, ladies and gents. More and more machine doing the same thing. Don't you love this? And again, we're gonna be able to even automate making building blocks, making conveyors, etc, etc. You can automate the whole thing. It's gonna take us a bit of time, but it's possible. Okay, it is good. This should also be full. Yeah, love it, love it. And the research here is almost done. Next step would probably be to have multiple of these, because right now it's a bit slow. But we have done the transport bot, so next is repair the hangar bay. So we're gonna go over here, and I forgot where it is. Space, basic hangar repair, yeah, that should be this one. Okay, we see on storage there we have some other ones. Transport bot, okay. What is the next mission? Buy a small cargo ship and task it with planetary shipping. Okay, that's nice. We need the hangar bay to be first repaired. So in the meantime, let's check our boat here. Beep, beep, boop, boop.
You're right. This will provide a good supply of plates and rods. But given the task at hand, soon we might have to scale it up even further. For now, let's not get ahead of ourselves and just take a moment to celebrate this victory.
Here we are. So what have we done? We finished repairing the cargo so we can build some spaceship. I bought one over here, you click there and then you click on assigning it to planetary shipping. Then what did we do? Well, I built over here one of these big, what is that called? Shipping pad. Small one actually, but you can see it's like getting bigger and bigger. We click on it, we can assign it in an inventory. For now, the only thing we can do is transport bot. So while this was happening, I actually started making some transport bot. You can see over here. It's gonna take some xenofuel, apply it, some machinery parts and some electronic components. You could, if you wanted, just deliver, you know, like this yourself, you know, these resources, but no, I've automated everything. So let's see, plates and machinery parts. So you may remember I added 4 of these over here, right? So what I did is I put 2 directly in because that's plates, and then 2 of them I'm sending here, transform plates into those machinery parts, and then that can go in 2. And then the third and final is the electronic components. So electronic components, this is actually titanium rods and wire coil. So doing the same, you know, we added 4 also on this side. We have 2 of them that are going into this one, you know, transforming the rods into wire coil, and 2 of them they continue directly. So here it is, those 2 go together, and then here we have output, input. And yeah, with this basically we're creating some transport bots, which we can then send into this thing here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's click here, 6, and boom. Invalid connection. Okay. Oh, this is the output there. Sorry, my bad. My bad. And that should go in now. No problem. Here it is. Perfect. So this is going in directly inside. Okay, perfect. And see, this is increasing. Now we're gonna need to construct the sales platform on the space station. So let's go space platform. That means we need to first repair over here. Sales platform, it requires some energy. So first I think we need to repair the solar panel. Okay, let's go. It's gonna take a bit of time. Then as you saw, I'm just going to click on this sales platform here to repair, and then we'll be able to transport and sell these boats and start making some money. Ladies and gents, we've built a sales platform. We've told it to come when there is 25. We have 26 now, so it's coming. It's filling into the reserves over here, and we're gonna get some money. Then click on the sales platform over here, and we can enable the sale of this product. You know, regular price, more or less prices. When I say regular price, there is an hourly demand of 1,600. We're only making 25, so should be fine.
The smell of profit. We've set up the basics, but there is a lot to come. I know I've been bothering you a lot. I'll dial it back a bit from here and let you follow your own plans. Oh right, one final thing. I mentioned it before, the galactic currency is called Thermalite. It's a precious metal that is both used as currency and as crafting material. You don't need that yet, but soon you will need to ship it to the planet from the station to make use of it.
So it is, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically the end of the new tutorial. We have started to sell, as you can see, profits over here in the past day, 476 firmly something. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And yeah, now we don't really have any mission at the top, but if we click here, it will always give us some missions, some guidance. And by the way, I wanted to mention that, you know, they are actually digging, they are actually mining, a bit like in Captain of Industry. This will with time disappear. It's not infinite. There will be ways to make it infinite in the future, but for now, this is not infinite. Because while I said this is the end of the tutorial, this is definitely not everything that the game has to offer. You will be able to go up, to go down, to build huge tunnel, to make explosions, to have lasers from space, and so much more. So I hope you're excited with this, because we're definitely going to continue this one. Do tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, photo requests, and I hope to see you next time.